Okay, today our focus is expanded suffrage and the common man. We are starting a new era, and that era is called the Age of Jackson. Andrew Jackson's the seventh president, and there is drama even before he becomes president and major dramatic events while he is president. So he gets his own era for that. So the best way to start this is a big part of today is the election of 1828 and 1824. So this is very good to watch. I'm also later going to attach a video that's really long that I only suggest watching parts of, but it really is all of Andrew Jackson's biography and video. And I'll attach that on a later day. So your job is to know what is expanded suffrage and what does the common man, the ordinary man, have to do with these elections, and what does it have to do with Jackson? So the first thing you have to do is learn about what expanded suffrage is. And to go quickly, suffrage is the right to vote. So you're going to type that there. It is literally that easy. It's the right to vote. When I say suffrage, I am not saying suffer. And I want to make that very clear. So if I say, what is expanded suffrage? Expanded means to get bigger. And so suffrage means the right to vote. So getting bigger, the right to vote. If I said dog suffrage, that would mean dogs have the right to vote. So suffrage alone just means the right to vote. However, a lot of people, for some reason, think you're saying suffer. Well, the word suffer is a bad thing. Suffrage is a good thing. We end this class in 1877, and women will never have the right to vote until the 1920s. Now, just to make sure you don't forget what the word suffrage means, this very good word, I want you to watch these two videos. They are hilarious. I showed to the students. Everyone loves them. It'll really, yes, are we making fun of people who forgot their vocabulary words? Yes, but it should help you. They're both on women's suffrage, but again, it's a play on the word suffrage and the fact that people think it's a bad thing when suffrage is actually an awesome thing. So watch these videos, and when you're done, get back. We'll go to the next part. Okay, so here is an example of how suffrage is expanding in America. So we are, as an adult, you're 18 when you turn 18, you're an adult. That was not the case back then. Used to be 21. So we're going to read the Massachusetts Constitution, and you're going to see who basically has the right to vote. So when reading this, every male person being 21 years of age, having a freehold estate, which means a property owned outright, or any estate of the value of 60 pounds shall have the right to vote. And yes, it's pounds. We weren't to dollars yet. So this is right after, we're not even finalized the Constitution yet of the United States. So basically, who has the right to vote in Massachusetts in 1780? A man, and you have to be 21 and own property. So let me put this very simply. You need to be a rich man. End of story. Well, then in 1821, Massachusetts changes something. Every male citizen of 21 years of age and upwards who shall have resided within Commonwealth 1 year or within the town or district in which he may claim a right to vote, 6 calendar months shall be entitled to vote in such election. Does it say anything about money? No. So according to this now document, who is allowed to vote? A man who is 21. So you would type that there. You'll see something very similar when you read this, and you'll answer number 2. So what is the big thing that changed? You don't have to be wealthy to vote. You don't have to be rich to vote. You do have to be a man, a white man, but now poor men can vote. Working middle class men can vote. So your first 5 presidents, well, really your first 6, presidents were elected from wealthy white Americans. That's it, men. So no regular farmers, Factory workers, those people were not voting. They were not allowed to vote by United States and different state laws. But that's all changing. So we're starting slowly to expand suffrage because poor men, ordinary, common men now can vote. Okay. So let's look at the next page. This is where we're just going to get to know Jackson. This is super easy, the major basics. You're going to read this and you're going to answer these extremely simple questions. You are totally capable of easily doing that. And then you're going to really look at the drama that's all even before his election. So in 1820s, suffrage begins to expand. You're going to find some visual of like maybe what suffrage is, expanded suffrage, and you can do that by going to insert image and search the web, and you'll put a visual here. So before suffrage is able to expand, who can vote? Wealthy white men. And you can just, I'll go ahead and copy and paste these. So, but you're going to change it. So by 1824, you'll move it to who can vote. Okay. And I'm going to copy and paste the one for down here also. Okay. So you'll have a visual here. Then 1824 happens, the election. Oh my gosh, this is that major dramatic election. Jackson runs for president for the first time. But no candidate reaches that magic number. So this is where this video at the beginning should really come into play for you. So no one reaches the magic number. So by law, the 12th Amendment says if no candidate reaches the magic number, Congress gets to pick the president. And in 1824, we are now to where poor men can vote. But look, Andrew Jackson had 99 electoral votes. Instead of 153,000, I mean, and 153,000 popular vote. John Quincy Adams is way less, but John Quincy Adams becomes your 6th president. Andrew Jackson was not chosen by Congress. Ooh, is he mad? And ooh, so is all his supporters. So in 1824, who's president? John Quincy Adams is president. So find a visual of that. Then 1824, same year, show that anger from Jackson and his supporters in a visual here because they are upset. You can also look up the corrupt bargain because that's what Jackson will call it. And that's what we call it historically. 1828 comes around. Now it's time for the next presidential election. Let me tell you, Jackson's supporters are going to come out in big numbers. And Jackson creates a Democratic Party. He says, you know what, this party represents the ordinary people. So now who is voting? Is it just still wealthy white men, poor and wealthy men, or the next option, all men who didn't vote in the 1824 election that were angry about the outcome? So you'll raise that to the correct spot and put a visual there. And then 1828, it's official. Jackson, because of his supporters coming out in big numbers, he becomes the 7th president. And we'll talk about the spoil system a little bit later, but just find a visual of Jackson being the 7th president. Okay. So that's what our focus is do you understand the drama that happened all even before he became president in the big events of suffrage expanding, the 1824 very dramatic election, all the way to 1828 and him becoming president? Do you understand that drama? And can you just tell me what the word expanded suffrage even means? And do you have a little background of Jackson? I will attach the video that is amazing for you to watch in Google Classroom, but this is how you do the assignment, and you do have until Wednesday to complete all of this. You must watch all of these videos to make sure that you gain all that knowledge that I need you to get. Okay, if you have a question, email me or write me in Google Classroom, or Remind is also a super fast way.